Hey there and welcome back. Don't you worry one little bit, it is not about this car today. Today is going to be about the car that this YouTube channel started about. It's my classic Escort RS Turbo. I'm going to get this, whatever it is, this BMW thing out of the way, and I'm going to pull my classic in. And by pull, I strongly mean push. It's not going to be a will it run or drive video because I can tell you for free that it won't run and it won't drive. But we will have a proper look around this car, and then I need to start making some decisions about what I'm actually going to do with it. There is a heck of a lot of work to do, and I literally do not know where to start. So I'm going to pull it back in. Hopefully you guys can put some words of wisdom, words of advice in the comments and actually help me on my way. And if you want to come down and help, you come down and do it for me, absolutely. No, I'm only joking, that's not available, I'm sorry. But right, let's get this thing out of the way and we'll pull in a proper classic. Oh, Jesus. Jesus is the turkey, by the way. I wasn't just randomly swearing. Excuse me. Do this to me every time. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Would you like to sit in and steer? You feel the proper 1980s sports seats.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah, the dashboard isn't held in, or it is actually. I'll put some bolts in to trailer it.
Can't open the window.
No. To do these signals. Don't be slipping over. Who needs brakes? Perfect.
Whoa. Proper car.
Looks nice in here.
Look at it. Semi on.
You're on camera doing that.
Edit.
So ladies and gentlemen, I present to you my Escort RS Turbo. This is a 1988 Series 2 Mark IV Escort. This thing has been off the road for over 21 years. I bought it roughly 3 years ago as a total non-runner, supposedly body restored. And if this is body restored, I'd hate to have seen what it was like before. And I paid an extortionate amount of money for it. Since I've owned the car, I did actually manage to get it running, but I've never driven it. There were some pipes off on the fuel metering unit. I'm trying to remember now how much I actually did back then. But my main concerns at the time were that horrible thing called rust. When I jacked the car up to have a look underneath it, it is like a colander. It is absolutely riddled. So the reason I was jacking the car up is because I'll try and find a picture and put it in here. The passenger seat had actually been set on fire. Yes, set on fire. And these Recaro interior seats, they're actually quite sought after. They're actually quite expensive. And they are and they aren't really tricky to restore. So I jacked the car up to undo the bolts underneath because they were bolted right the way through the floor. The captive nuts had actually seized. And I discovered that the underside was undersealed to buggery. There's patch after patch after patch. I actually nicknamed the car Patch. And I want to get away from that. I just want to make it one solid thing again now. So hopefully you can see from the camera here that there are no carpets in the car right now. The seats are in temporarily just to travel over to the workshop. So my question to you is, where do I actually start with this? As you watch it through, stick me some comments in and just give me a little bit of advice, because I feel I am close to being well out of my depth with this. I owned one of these Escort RS Turbos way back when I was 19 years old. And I don't want to go into how long ago that was, but it was a long time ago. And this is the reason I wanted another car like this. The figure-hugging 1980s Recaro seats was something else. Just something you don't even get in cars nowadays. So I wanted one of these cars, not only for the driving experience, but like the seating position and everything. And these older cars, they are, like I say, it's just something else. See, these seats are actually a set of seats that I have restored. I definitely need a Hoover. But yeah, just look at them. The door cards were off in this car as well. That one, when the passenger seat was on fire, I think they'd cut the door card as well. So I managed to get a replacement. It's not perfect, it's not brilliant condition, but at this point in time, that is definitely not what I'm going for with this car. If we get back into it and it really like fall in love with it, you know, yes, maybe that's something we can do in the future. But at the minute, I want to get the rot sorted. I want to get an MOT on it. So that in the UK, that is your roadworthiness test. And don't get me wrong, in 2 years' time, it won't even need one. But that's not the point. I would like to have it safety checked and on the road officially. See, I mentioned the door cards. I've actually done some strengthening work in the door cards on here, because that was a common area that's gone. I did do some videos on these, the fixes in my earlier days. Yes, they're still there. The dashboard is just tacked in again for travelling over, and the steering wheel is loose again, just for trailing over. And when I checked the car a couple of days ago, it's absolutely full of water. It was absolutely full of water. So I've had to give it a good wipe down inside. And unfortunately, the headline has fallen out of it. And I think that was one of the good things about the car, and even that's fallen down. So yeah, it's quite a long, daunting task, but I reckon we can do it. But I just literally do not know where to start. Well, I thought that wasn't going to work for a minute then. Where it is. Like I said, I did get it running and driving. I didn't at all. I did get it running, but never drove it. And when I was looking at the rust issues around the fuse box area, was like one of the main concerns, because it's so close to your suspension and likes, that'd be an MOT failure straight off. So the engine bay is full of the car wiring harness, so everything's bagged up. Oh, so much to do. So much to do. It's got like a Motorcraft ECU. Does that mean anything to anybody? It had Motorcraft or sports tuned stickers inside the glove box. Oh goodness. So yeah, 1.6 CVH engine, 130 horsepower when they first come out of the factory. And these things were considered quite fast at the time. And when I pushed the car in here, I was really happy to see. It was a really nice reminder to find all these parts in here. And this is absolute treasure trove of parts. So like the fan box, the dash trim, the entire carpet's in here. There are so many parts all hidden down here. The seatbelt rails. I'll lay them all out at some point and have a look. But I've never seen this car complete, so I wouldn't know if there are any bits missing. It's really good to see it's got a partial shelf in it as well, although a little bit grubby. But we can definitely do something with it. Whew. I think we've got a lot of work ahead. Looking down the side, I don't know if you can see, but the paintwork's gone not flat, but it's almost like it's got bubbles and moisture in it, like it's got osmosis, which is quite disappointing. So I think at some point this is probably going to need quite a lot of paintwork on it. I mean, not something I'm going to do straight away. I just want to get a couple of miles per gallon out of it. I want to get it MOT'd and get driving it. But yeah, there's no lock on this door either, which is quite disappointing. So potentially I have to find a hole of the door or try and drill in where the old lock was. But I think they were recessed as well. But yeah, we'll see that down the line. The body kit isn't missing on this. I think the body kit is actually in the boot. I hope it is, really hope it is. So that can go back on, and that was to investigate the sills and the rust and inner floors and stuff. I don't know if you noticed, but Jesus is keeping an eye on us outside as well. He's always around to help out. I don't know if this is the better side out of the two. I think it is, but the door doesn't quite line up with the rear quarter, which would tell me the rear quarter's been replaced, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. But if it lines up at the front, try to twist the door to get it to line up here. It's like it's low there, it's nice here, and it's high here. So I don't know what to do with it. The wheels are good. The wheels are really nice. With some nice Yokohama tyres. So I haven't pumped these tyres up. They were already like this. They're sitting. Lovely. Where am I going to start? As far as I know, this car is absolutely, totally standard. Apart from a little dump valve here. Which kind of leads me to thinking that I should keep it totally standard. And just, sympathetically restore it. Tractor going past. Hi Jesus, you okay? You coming in? The only thing I've really done when I've worked on it is I've been replacing the old normal bolts for stainless steel bolts. Purely because the old ones are rusted and knackered, and it will give it a little bit of longevity. But yeah. Where do I start? Where do I even start? I'm sure mine back in the 90s had a plate on here to stop water going straight into the air filter as well. It hasn't even got an air filter, it hasn't got an air box, it hasn't got anything like that. That'd be great. I don't think there's one in the boot. The welding and repair work I did down here looks like it needs revisiting as well. Because where I've cut out to find good metal, but this bit here, it looks like it's gone through again. It's probably 2 years since I did that. That's crazy how time flies. Without taking the seats out, I don't know if you can see, but these are the real problem areas. About half the floor from sill inwards is just patchwork and full of holes like a colander. And it has been really badly welded in the past. So when I was trying to do the weld work in here, in the inner arch, it was absolutely full of filler, which obviously you can't weld to. And there was plate after plate after plate that I was trying to fight with. And it got to a point where I kind of decided that I just need to take the old stuff out in its entirety and put new floor in. So I've actually bought a half floor, which comes up to about halfway, as funny as it sounds. So I need to get these inner sills, because they're also like patchwork, and I've got lots of 90s MOT work, MOT welding on it. So I'll pull them out as well. And then we're really getting into the realms of a respray then. This cross member looks to be okay. So I think I can reuse it. But there are loads of holes underneath it, so I'll probably have to drill out the spot welds, drop the floor off it. And then where's the chassis structure without getting underneath? I bet there's a structural piece here and here as well I have to drill out where the front subframe mounts. Oh, so much to do. Yeah, where am I going to start? Do I just do it corner by corner and work on the welding? I'm asking the audience here, I really, really am. This has been hopefully quite a quick reintroduction to the Escort, and I'm really sorry if I sound quite glum when I go over it, but there's just so much work to do, and that's where I need your help. I need you to stick me a thumbs up and a comment in down below and like let me know where to start on this. And then when you've done that, just give me a quick subscribe. And then if you want to watch this car in the future, it'll just pop up on your feed and let you know when I'm messing about with it. Where should I go with this? Where should I start with this? How in depth do I go? This is a lovely standard car, a lovely standard example of the black. But it just needs so much work. Don't be fooled by the fact it looks really good from 10 metres. It's far from perfect, but definitely well worth saving. So, thank you very much for watching. I do really appreciate you. I do really appreciate your time. Yeah. Give me a thumbs up and ring that bell and you'll get a notification next time this car is on the channel. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. You coming for a fuss? You coming for a fuss? Hey? Is that what you're after? You're so warm. How are you so warm? Yeah. Don't be pecking my car. Don't be pecking it.